NASDAQ down 4 points, S&P just slightly higher. Okay, put on your battle gear. After the bell, we have Amazon, Alphabet, and Apple report results. The report is important as soon as it hits the tape. Yes, that's important, but it's the post-earnings conference calls that come about an hour later that can totally change the perception of the reported numbers. Apple CEO Tim Cook, his conference call is going to be very, very important. What will he say about those iPhone X production cut rumors that have been taking a bite out of shares? The stock actually hit an all-time high on January 18th, but is now down 6.5% since then. So let's bring in the predictors. Fox Business exclusive, Benchmark Investments managing partner Kevin Kelly and Russell Holley, senior editor of, is it iMore? Yes,
it's iMore.
iMore. Great to have you. Welcome to the show, both of you. First to you, Kevin. Give me a sense of where you see Apple coming in. They are expected to have pretty good numbers here.
Yeah, they're expected to have pretty good numbers, but the main focus is going to be on what's going on in China. We hope to see sales going up 11.6% in this quarter on their Chinese sales, so they don't slip down to the number 5 handset maker over there. And that's where Tim Cook has said he needs the next leg of growth to come for the company. I mean, we're going to see the greatest disposable income in the world happen over in China, as they're going to have more people in their middle class by 2020 than we have citizens here. And so that's why those i10 production cuts really hit the stock, because we're hoping that the consumers over in China are buying more iPhone 8s or 10s.
Rumors of production cuts, right, Russell?
Oh, yeah, it's totally rumors. Apple doesn't give individual, sales estimates for any one product. And it's important to keep in mind with the iPhone X that they kind of stumbled a little bit at launch, getting the phone out to people. It took a while. Pre-orders were much larger. The delays were just huge with that phone. And so a lot of that kind of early buyer market, they saw that there was that big delay and kind of moved on.
Yeah. Well, but we got a sense yesterday when Broadcom and Qualcomm, they didn't even hint. They said that a very large customer was pairing its component orders from those two companies. Kevin, do we just assume that this is Apple?
Yeah, you have to assume it's Apple because they're 20% of the market and they're of the higher margin products. So you have to think about how they are never trying to compromise on their margin. So they'd rather just cut production and not cut price. So that's an important thing to know.
And Russell, the forced obsolescence, and this is infuriating people, including my 16-year-old daughter, who was perfectly happy, well, she better be, with her iPhone 6. But suddenly it miraculously starts to slow down. And now you have Senator John Thune asking for Apple's answer to this. You have the SEC, the Department of Justice, French regulators. He's going to have to talk about that.
Oh, absolutely. And so this was a communications failure on Apple's part, because there's this kind of weird psychological thing where it feels like your phone is getting slower when this upgrade cycle comes out, and then when this news story hit, that it kind of feels like everyone they feel justified in that weird concern that was happening before. But the goal of this technological push that Apple made was actually to make their phones last longer by making sure that the battery didn't fail at certain points when it was particularly cold or something like that. And so this was a major communications failure on Apple's part, and it's something they're going to have to work really hard to move past.
Do you think that people Kevin, were not thrilled with the added features of the iPhone X, like the Animojis, where you had the talking panda bear and the unicorn, and then the pile of poo, which my son seems to really feel is very important to add to every text he sends me.
Yeah, I'm certainly disappointed because I haven't gotten one of those animated emojis yet. I have, all my friends have iPhone X, so I don't understand what they're doing with their free time. Maybe they're being more productive. But I think the important thing to note is that this is a commoditized business, right? So they actually, the form factors and everything, I mean, they're sort of behind the eight ball when it comes to these things.
All right. And before we get to which stock of the three we need to buy, Russell, I would ask you about Amazon. We're not ignoring them at all. They are a behemoth. They are expecting a 20% increase in earnings and a 36% increase in revenue. It's been pretty amazing here. Alexa is the key word, isn't it?
Alexa has been a huge part of Amazon's growth over this year, and it all comes down to how easy it is to get an Amazon Echo in your home, the Echo Dot being extremely inexpensive and available just everywhere. And it's something that is just a force to be reckoned with. There is nothing else right now that competes with it on the same level.
Stock is down 2% right now, at least on the session. Kevin, between Alphabet, Google, Amazon, and Apple, which stock, if you could only buy one for your portfolio, should be the one?
It's not even close. It's Amazon. And there's no better tech titan that knows what you like better to go in your body or on your body. They're ramping up their advertising efforts. They've already passed Snapchat as the number 4 player. Now they're just shortly behind Verizon. So we'll see them catch up and take market share away from Facebook.
Kevin, Russell, all the numbers are coming out after the bell. David and Melissa will have the complete coverage of all the names and numbers right here on Fox Business.